I think it is time that we do something different with the CALYPSO clone. As you all know, we are making some big changes with this car. Like, there are some things coming down the pipeline that you're gonna love. So I'm tired of this car basically having power but not being able to put it down. So with that being said, there are a few changes that we need to make. What are those? Well, first off, we gotta get the suspension right on this car. It's pretty much all stock, guys. Nothing to see here. All 100% stock. All it's got is a set of strange bolt-on shocks. That's all about to change. We're gonna be going to a coilover kit. We're gonna be going with 35 spline axles. Guys, we've got some serious uppers and lowers ordered. We've got the BMR torque box reinforcement kit. This thing is about to be serious. For right now though, we don't have those parts in yet. So for today, what we're gonna do is free up a little bit of horsepower. Well, not really horsepower, more sound. Probably what we're gonna do for right now is just cut them off back here, and we're gonna do, well, we're gonna hear it first. We're gonna listen to the car, see what it sounds like, and if it sounds good, then we're gonna put some turn downs on it. If not, Joe Nate's on the way over right now with a set of Jones mufflers, the Jones full bore mufflers. If you guys don't know, they're like a Flowmaster knockoff. So we're gonna put those on the car if these don't sound good, and we're gonna get rid of these tailpipes. And the reason being is part of our upper control arm kit that we're gonna be getting is not really gonna allow us to run tailpipes, or not easily anyway. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of the tailpipes. I do like them. I prefer these cars to have them, but sometimes it just bees that way. Okay, well, I guess as you can see in the time lapse, we've got these things cut off, and it looks a little janky for right now. That's completely irrelevant though. What we're trying to do is see if we like the sound of the car. So that's all we're trying to do right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing down, and then we'll start it up. Now I will tell you ahead of time, the cutout on this car rattles like really bad. So it's not gonna sound the best. Just listen for the tone of it. That's what we're gonna see if we like. We actually never ran this car with just the mufflers. As soon as we put those on, we went ahead and welded the tailpipes up too. So now, you know not to ever do that when Daddy's under the car, right? You'd like squash me like a bug. Let me go ahead and set this camera up. I'm not gonna set it up right over here under the car because it's gonna distort. I tell you what, I'm gonna set the camera up back here somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna set the camera up back here and then let you guys kind of hear it. Definitely a lot deeper, no doubt about it. Guys, that actually sounds really good. You know what? I think we may leave those. That is completely different. It's crazy the difference that just tailpipes made. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing off. Let's talk about it. I'm completely fine with not having the tailpipes, but I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and lower it down real quick like and see what it actually looks like without the tailpipes. It's honestly not noticeable. Most people don't notice the tailpipes anyway. This car is about to be making some serious power once we throw that stroker in it and we really turn the boost up. We don't need to be running tailpipes. Now granted, we will have a cutout on the car. So what we're gonna do when Joe Nate gets over here is basically just cut the back side of those mufflers out, and we're gonna put a turn down on it, or a turn out. We're not actually gonna do a true turn down. Either way though, I'll get back to you guys whenever Joe Nate gets over here, and we'll talk a little bit more about what we're gonna do. All right, it is another day. We got the exhaust cut off the car. It's not done. As you can see, Joe Nate didn't make it over last night, so we didn't get the turn downs put on it. Not a problem though. We know we like the sound of the car, so we're just gonna roll with it. So I'm gonna be taking the rear end out of the car because we've got a bunch of awesome parts coming for this thing, like tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this rear end out and clean it all up. The car's fairly clean for the most part. And when I say clean, I mean it's not all like rusted out and beat to hell under here. So But I do want to get the rear end out, kind of clean it all up, and then also want to drop the gas tank. It's got some type of leak up here when you fill it up. I think one of the seals is loose up there, kind of popped out or something. Like if you fill the tank completely up, it'll actually leak. So I got Madison in the house today. You guys don't ever get to see her. I'm just gonna kind of go through the process of probably removing the tank and the rear end and a couple other little things. We'll probably take the exhaust off too, because as you can see, they hang differently. And besides that, this bracket's gonna have to come off as well to be able to get this brace in that we need up here. So probably remove the exhaust, the rear end, and the gas tank, and upper and lower control arms. But we'll do all that once we get the rear end off. Cam, you gonna wave to YouTube?
She said I love you too.
All right, guys, catch you in a minute. All right, Madison, don't mess this up.
I'll try.
Think you can do that?
No.
Let's look at this while we're right here. Not horrible, but yeah, we can go ahead and leave this off because we're gonna need it off anyway. All right, on to the next side. So one thing I do want to tell you guys is we are definitely going to be leaving the drum brakes in the back for right now until we can get some 93 Cobra like upgraded stuff. Those parts are actually becoming really hard to find right now, so that's why we're not doing it. But at some point here real soon, we're going to be converting over to a 93 Cobra style rear disc. Nothing crazy, simple stuff, guys. I don't think there's anything that you have to know on this. You pretty much just get your rear end supported, whether on jack stands or whatever the case may be. Get that rear end supported, get your springs out, and I like to go ahead and take the shocks off of it. That way nothing but the control arms hold it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get started on that, and we'll set up a time lapse. Now we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
You gotta know what you want to do. You gotta dedicate yourself to it. You gotta wake up thinking about it. Go to work thinking about it. Go to bed thinking about it. You gotta dream about it. I put my life on this. Hand to God, other hand on my chest. I like these eyes. I don't play by the rules. No one does. I butter both sides of my toast, slow pump, just because. You chase the golden arrow and watch the.
And just like that, guys, the rear end comes out of these cars. That probably took, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. I'm not sure exactly, but what I want you guys to know is it really doesn't take a long time. I know a lot of you think, oh man, rear end work, that's tough. And it's honestly, you don't even have to have a lift for this. It's in a sense, it's easier on you if you have the car lower to the ground. And the reason why I'm saying that's because up here, this high, if this thing falls, it's a problem. Hunter's actually about to come over, so we're gonna go ahead and pick this rear end up and we're gonna set it off to the side. We're gonna end up putting it back on these stands right here, but just a little bit lower, because we are going to weld the tubes. We're gonna get that done, and we're gonna go ahead and replace these control arms with the rear end out of the way, and we've gotta do some modifications. All this stuff up here has to come off anyway, and I wanna clean the car up. So anyway, let me go inside and eat, and then I'll get back with you guys and we'll pull this rear end out. See you. As you can see, we went ahead and got the rear end out. I forgot to video it, but essentially it was already out. We just picked it up. Almost dropped it, but that's okay. We've got it over here on the stand. So let me take you over here and let's look at this thing real quick. Like, we may go ahead and take this thing out, pressure wash it real quick before we bust it all apart while everything's still sealed up. See what we can do with it. So I might do that tonight or first thing in the morning. But like I said, tomorrow all the parts come in, so we really need to get this thing done. I did order the kit that pushes out like the bushings here. I've beat these things out in the past and they are not fun. So tonight I'm gonna go ahead and soak these things so that they'll be a little easier tomorrow. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and set up a time lapse and I'll get back to you guys here in just a few seconds. we ready?
We ready.
Let's do this. Oh, and before anybody says anything, we have a high pressure, high power pressure washer in the shed. Everybody always gives me shit about this little one. It's fine for what we're doing. Like, I feel like I have to explain that every time.
Measure my growth by the seasons. Limits don't exist if you don't give them reason. But everybody wants to know how I built this dream and never had a doubt. Walk like I built this town.
We're not going to video this whole thing. You guys, you know what we're doing here. So I will show you this though. It's coming really clean. We soaked it down with some degreaser and also some of that PSC 1000 out of the parts washer. Kind of soaked it down with that. Yeah, it's coming clean. So we're going to spend a little bit more time with this. We're going to spray it down a couple more times, brush on it. But in the meantime, I guess I can take you in here and show you this. So pretty much everything's out from under the car right now. We got the bump stop off, and we're going to have to, I guess, relocate the brake line bracket right here because that's in the way for this BMR upper control arm brace. We're gonna do some painting under here, and we also got to drop the gas tank. So we may do a little bit of a time lapse, or either I'll show you guys how to remove these tanks. It's super easy. 2 straps right here, one bolt pretty much falls out. Slide it that way, and it releases the tube right here, the filler neck from the tank. So it's pretty easy to do, but it's really a 2-person job. So we'll get all that done, and I'll come back out here tonight and just kind of catch you guys up on what all we've done. But we're not going to be installing any parts or anything like that tonight. But yeah, I'll catch back up with you in just a minute. All right, well, guys, that is a big difference from what it was. That's pretty good. Everything's gonna be painted. I just really wanted to get in here and clean the majority of this out. Now, we're not gonna get every little nook and cranny, but I just felt like it was worth doing. This little bit of water that the pressure washer put down, we can mop it right on up. You wanna take them out there and show them the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the hard work I put in while he just sat back and didn't do shit. He just watched me clean this thing.
Just like your sorry brother always. Anyway, look how clean this is. I did an excellent job as always. Hunter did help a little bit. All right, well, I'm gonna go in here and get all this stuff cleaned up. Disgusting mop here.
That he done destroyed with the pressure washer.
I did do that.
It's like a matted ball of fur.
Yeah. We're not using any of this footage. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. We pretty much did everything that we needed to do tonight. Very successful evening though, I will say that. So let me take you back over everything once again and show you after we made such a big mess in here. It cleaned up really good. We've got all of our brackets removed, our brake line bracket. We're gonna have to relocate for the new brace up here for the BMR brace, all that stuff. We got the gas tank out, and I will show you guys this. This is where we think it was leaking. Hunter noticed that it was kind of, looks like it's been wet around here. So more than likely it's either coming from here or up here. Either way, we'll fix that. We'll figure it out. When you would fill the car up, it would leak gas. So this thing turned out awesome. I'm surprised at just how clean this thing come out. Let me get these lines off here so you can see it. Turned out really good. So tomorrow will be the big day where we start putting all the internals in this, and we got a bunch more parts coming for the car. I'll just save that for tomorrow for you guys. So stay tuned. We'll have this thing put back together in no time. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, thanks for watching.
Man, you so lucky that I don't edit these videos, all these bloopers we have.
Oh, I know. Y'all better appreciate the shit that I do leave out of the video.
Nakia, you act like I don't work.
You ain't doing shit. You get off. I can't take 9 minutes and watch a fucking video. Just upset you and Andrew. Y'all must be some kids. Y'all some kids.